Grüezi. Today we're playing some vintage. Shoutouts to my sponsor, 341 Trading. They also have all those sweet vintage cards in store, so make sure to check them out. We are playing Oath today, so no Lurus, and this is a metagame call. It's not because I do think that Oath is a very good deck overall. Oath is pretty potent against all those Lurus decks that have small creatures and are trying to play a fair control game. But it's very bad against combo. And at the moment, I do feel like Lurus pushed combo out of the metagame a bit. And therefore, I think it's a good choice to play Oath. But overall, I don't think Oath is one of the tier 1 vintage decks. Pretty standard main deck we have here. I do run one Force of Vigor and one Veil of Summer main, which I think Veil is just good against many decks and very good against the best deck in the format, which is black-blue Lurus, and Force is just a very good tutor target. And then I'm running only 3 Chantels because I think there might be some other Oath players. That's also the reason why I have Long Goodbye in the sideboard, because that helps us deal with Okos from our opponents. And it's also good in other matchups. So we are on the draw against an opponent which didn't reveal a companion. This hand gives us a turn 2 Oath if we need that. But I do think with Citadel and Blessing being mulligans as well, I think it's just very safe to just ditch that hand. This hand is better. It has turn 1 Oath. Just wonder which card to put back. I think it's probably Blessing, and depending on how our opponent starts the game, we could either just strip mine turn 1 or just play Oath. That's a keep for sure. Still pondering whether to put back Atraxa or Blessing. Like, Blessing you can just hard cast if you need that, like to cycle it away. But Atraxa you have like all the force that work with it, you have Flash and Show and Tell. I do think Atraxa has more use cases, so I'm gonna keep it here. Opponent goes Jet, Deathrite, okay, and Wasteland. So let's hope for no force. I do think that it's safer to just play Scalding Tarn and Sapphire. I don't want to give them another creature to work with, just because if they have the counter, here, we don't want to open their clock. Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate it. Let's see. Do they have it? Some buglists also run DK or Assassin's Trophy, but they kind of moved away from it. But maybe in the Lurus matchup, Abrupt Decay isn't that bad. It's just a card that is dead against combo decks, kind of. Okay. They kill our land and force. Okay, they're playing around days here. Or are they? Like, they could just pay. I don't know why they sequence it that way. But it's okay. Really depends on what our opponent is doing now. But we still have Demonic Tutor into. It could be either Flash or... Could be Flash, another Oath, or Show and Tell. Tinker. We could go get a Lotus and play Tinker. I think it's a very risky line. We could also just go get... Like, I do think we're gonna play the Demonic Tutor now. The question is, what do we get? I don't think it's Lotus. But I can see many other cards. Like Ancestral is fine just because it gets us deeper into the deck. But somehow we want to have a relevant play next turn. Since we're not under a lot of pressure, I could also see Flash. Because if they have another Wasteland, we can still play it. And we could also get Oath, but we could get wasted then. I do think Flash is probably the best option. Flash or Ancestral, but Flash is just digging us deeper. So yeah. And like, if they have another counterspell for Flash, the Tinker is kind of free to go. But if they have like a Goyf, which they, or a Leovold, like the Leovold isn't the end of it all. Wow. They have both. That's unfortunate. So we need another land. And even the land, like, doesn't just do it all here. Yeah, them having a solution to the blue mana from Mox and the blue mana from Orchid is kinda unfortunate. It's not gonna do it either. So maybe the Lotus line with Tinker would have been the best, but I think they're more likely to have another Force than they are to have another Wasteland plus Oof. Damage. So we need the blue source now. Yeah, that's game. Like, we did have a very good hand, I think, but theirs was just better. We don't need Force against them. We do want Sphinx. They have Poseidon as an out, but that's about it. I do want Whale of Summer. I might want Longboat Goodbye. I don't think I want Force, like... I want Counter Magic to protect my Oath. That's it. I don't think Force of Negation is very good against them. I do think Show and Tell and Oath of Druids are very good. I think we can cut the Citadel now that we have the Sphinx. I think one Tinker target is plenty. And then could be an Oko, just like on the play I like Oko more because it's more likely to stick, but 3 mana is a lot against them. Let's see if there's something else. Could also be probe actually, just, or maybe we just need one long goodbye. I think we want to be proactive here, and like killing their oofs and stuff isn't that proactive. I think on the draw we can do another one. But on the play one should be fine. Bug is usually a pretty good matchup just because they run out creatures early, like the Deathrite Shaman, and yeah, you usually can punish them for it. Like you have counter magic as well, you have flusters which work against them. Yeah, I mean, this hand has a plan, but it's also very vulnerable. Like if they have a wasteland here and we don't resolve the recall, we're in trouble. I think I'm gonna play the recall in their upkeep, just so we can play around Force of Negation. Okay. They have the Force. Do they have the Wasteland as well? Oh, come on. They just have it all. Okay, let's go. Another land. With this kinda good, but we do need that land somewhat soon. Oh, come on. This is just miserable. Okay, they have no oof, at least. Good. I think we're going for the basic land here. And the Oath. Like, they probably counter it here. No. They have like an abrupt decay or something. Or a dig through time. They would have played dig, I guess. Of course, I see. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Here's the Oof, okay. And another wasteland. Let's draw 2 fetches here. Like, I can shuffle back lands next turn. Like, shouldn't play Yorker just now. Wait 1 turn. Let's shuffle back the lands. Shuffle away that Sphinx. Draw the Sphinx? Okay. Is this the Thoughtseize bug? Okay, that's not doing much. That's doing more. Oh well, like, this isn't over just yet, but it's one of those oath experiences. I don't think we're that unlikely to win like one of those games, but the sequence of draws they have just line up perfectly against ours, and we do keep bricking. I also think we would have been likely to draw land at some point, but no, apparently not. Strip mine. Yeah, sure. Okay. Round 2 of the Vintage Challenge. 5 more rounds, 5 more to win. So this is a turn 2 Oko. Hand with Force backup. This is good enough. The question is, do I Merchant Scroll for Flash here? I mean, they are a Lurrus deck, so this means I could also just go for Show and Tell. Like, Oko is fine and all, but Show and Tell Atraxa. Anybody? So I'll get basic island here. I think it's actually just Flash. I mean, if we resolve Flash, then we're good. Yeah, like this couldn't get show and tell no matter what. Ancestral. Yeah, let's... Let's just hope this works. Force. Wow, dress down. Ooh. So no. Maybe, like in hindsight, maybe I should have just gotten Ancestral Recall and pitch Atraxa to the Force so we'd still have Oko. Like now we're not left with that much. Like we had our best case with Atraxa, but also like a worst case. Also them having like somewhat of a cantrip counterspell. Ooh, that's a nice one though. Let's see if they have more counter magic. I think they do, because otherwise they would probably have gotten Lurus in their hand. Yeah. You haven't watched Vintage in a while. Well, Oath is on the rise for sure, just because it's good against the Lurus decks, but at the moment it doesn't really look like it. Brainstorm, that's a good start. And that's Shichi. Like, do we get to 7 mana? 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need the crypt, right? So this means we get an Atraxa next turn. Maybe. Also fully depends on what they still have, but if they have another counter then like that's GG no matter what. Probably getting Lurus now, is my guess. Yeah. Now let's hope and see. Five mana. Yeah, that's game. Like we know what's on top of our deck. So we bring in a whale, we cut the Force. The rest is probably just fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think I misplayed there. Just keeping the Atraxa was... Or just building my plan around Atraxa was bad. I think I should have gotten Ancestral Recall with Merchant Scroll. It's hard to tell. Like, if it resolves, you can have Ancestrals that don't get you anywhere. And if Flash resolves, we're very likely to win the game. Like, yeah, well, it did resolve, but you know what I mean. His hand doesn't do anything. Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna win here with Mulligan to 5. Like, at least we have a Strip Mine to deal with their Saga they might just play, but I don't know. Yeah, like I just have to try to turn this into a non-game. Like, them leading with Island might mean this is their only land, but I don't know. Yeah, this is just this is just so bad. Uh, so I think I have exactly 3 out here. It's gotta be Oath, Flash, or Show and Tell. Yeah, Restrict Saga. Yeah. Absolutely. Amilurus. Hey there, Super Yoshi. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, but what are those draws? Like, am I just unable to just find anything? Yeah. This is magic sometimes, right? Sometimes you have it and sometimes you just like I drew one card I could play. Well, we're not gonna top 8 today, looks like. Like, I could have cycled Veil of Summer at some point, but... Sure, sure. Like, now it's Show and Tell or Bust, right? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Okay, let's see. I mean, this is not a great keep, but it is a keep, especially on the play. I think we go with Boseiju first, just in case they have a wasteland, so we can protect the tropical. And then probably we just turn to scroll for ancestral. Try to play a slower game. We're playing against a non-Lurus deck, so the forces might be very important here. Let's just hope it's not a Bazaar deck. I think this hand sucks against Bazaar. It's obvious what's happening next, right? Bazaar tap. Wasteland, well, it's not much better for us. But like we still have some time to recover. Saga. Okay. Brainstorm, that's a good one. What do we want to put back? That's actually not that easy. I'm not sure if we need both forces. That's actually a tough one. I'm still not sure what we're playing against, but this could very well be... This could very well be shops, right? So if you're playing against shops, like they could just have Ancient Tomb next turn to go with the Saga. So in this case I really do need Oath. I also kinda want Oko. I think if we're playing against shop, and I think this might be the only deck that's running Wasteland Saga without Lurus. So I don't think we have time for that. And I think we want to put Oath on top. Play the land. If they don't have an Ancient Tomb, I think we can fetch away the Oath. They do have the... Okay. Crucible. An enchantment land. Ah. So... I do think I want to keep the Oath on top. I think I want to counter this. I think we still draw the Oath and just land Oko with counter backup. And then we also have Oath to just win the game, because Oko, like if they play anything or get anything, I think we also want the second tropical island. This. And some food. I think we should be fine this game. Like, a lot could happen here, but a lot of it doesn't really matter, and we do have force backup, like... Needle on Oko is an issue. Another Crucible. Well, I think we still have to counter this one. Don't think at this point that we're winning through Crucible. Yeah, that needle was very good. We can buy some time with Oath, like they're not gonna play into it. We just need to draw the Orchid at some point. Yeah. This is also a nice insurance. Like, they cannot make constructs with Saga. Ghost Quarter. Ugh. Do we want to shuffle? We put... Oh, we shuffled anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We shuffled the Demonic Tutor back into the deck. Otherwise that would be... Yeah, no, we shuffled it away. There's another Tutor. It's insane. Like, this game looked so good. To shuffle. Ooh, they're playing into my mana. They shouldn't. But yeah, they have a spare mana as well. It's good for us. Let's go Orchard. We cannot even play this. It's a fine draw. Like, as soon as we find a land. Somewhat problematic. Yeah. So we need to find the Orchid anytime soon. Before they can make like a 16/16 construct. Shadow Spear. Interesting. Caracas. Yeah, that kinda works, I guess. So Arn Time Walk. Netherite. No, no land left, okay. I think I should have picked up the Bola Citadel as well, so I could discard the tracks and shuffle it back. But I guess it just doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess... Okay. So... that's probably the cards we have to bring in. Take out Whale. The Flusters. I think we have to keep the Misstep in. We're not gonna bring the ley lines just because of Crucible. Yeah. I think losing that game one was just very unlikely, but yeah, since they have Pithing Needle, I guess that works. But we had it all, actually. Or almost. Almost all. This doesn't do it. This, on the other hand side, is like the nuts against them. Like, there are cards that beat this opening, but not very many. Like, they would need like a Sphere into Gravedigger's Cage, something like that. It's probably the only sequence that wins here. Workshop is a good start, so is Mox. Golos. Yeah. Now we're good. Lotus Gravedigger's Cage. Don't. Just don't. Okay. Okay, they concede. I feel like on the draw, we want to put Sphinx in over the Bola Citadel. I think Bola Citadel, as soon as they have like a Sphere out or something like that, it's not that good anymore. And they don't have anything to handle a Sphinx, I think. Like, they can race it with Nettle Cyst, that's true, but other than that, Sphinx seems fine. It's also blue card. Pitch for the Force, and you could also just kick Misstep for Bola Citadel. I mean, it also kind of works nicely with Show and Tell. I think I like missteps. They could really have like, they have Soul Ring, they have Pithing Needle, they have, might also have Mana Vault or Gravedigger's Cage. There are quite some cards that misstep could hit, but it's not at a premium here, that's for sure. Like this hand looks terrible, but I think the force somewhat saves it. Sure. And the 3-ball. And a null rod, okay. Well, that does not impress me much. Not yet. That's more impressive. Let's start with an ancestral. Okay, we find force. Perfect, so finally our hand actually does anything. Feels okay. I mean, I do think we're gonna force of Vigor the Needle end of turn. We're doing something like this. And like, yeah, we're just gonna abandon the plan of casting Moxen against them. I should play some skill-intensive combo deck. Well, I'm not sure. I think I need many reps to... Ooh, that's sweet. I think I need many reps to really achieve perfection with a deck. I think I'm pretty good at playing the Vault deck, Key Vault. But, like, I'm a terrible Doomsday Pilot or something like that. So it's nice of you to say that, but I don't think it's a good plan. I mean, I'm already doing mistakes playing Oath, and Oath isn't like the most complicated deck. Right, round 4. Let's see. Yeah, Chalice is good. Chalice is good. But are there any decks that really suffer against Chalice on 1? Like, Chalice on 1 is very good on the play, but against some decks on the draw it just doesn't do much anymore. We're playing against a non-Lurrus deck. Then you can exile it to make 2 mana? No, you can't. You can't, right? You can also exile cards that cost 7 or more. I wonder if this is a keep. Like, this fully depends on the matchup. Let's see if we find out what our opponent was playing in his last tournaments. No vintage decks have been found. They were playing vintage 4 years ago. So it could still be something colorless. It could be shops. It could be combo. Like, this hand doesn't do anything against shops or I think it is a mulligan. I think this is a keep, but sphere and we're done. Ulrod kills us as well. Let's see if we at least find a land. We don't. Yeah, playing against shops on the draw. Always a delight. I think mulligan the first hand was correct. Like, I mean, if we find a fetch, we could still roll our way back into the game. But oh. Thanks. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the land has a lot of hype, so many people like it already. So it doesn't really matter if it's good in the end. It'll sell, at least in the beginning. Ancient Tomb, all Eldrazi's Chalice, Eye of Hugin. Yeah, that sounds good. Where did you buy those? Like on Card Market, or like did you just go to the shops? And just play them out now that I've seen them. Yeah, that's a problem. That's the wrong land to draw now. We're just playing it. Like, if they use their Ghost Quarter, they cannot cast Golos anytime soon. Don't want to shuffle Show and Tell back into the deck. This is Kahn. That's it. This is how we board it. We also brought in Steel Wind for a Citadel. Yeah. Let's see if we can do better. It's gonna be much easier on the play. Especially against a deck that has no counter magic. But on the draw it's gonna be the same old story. I feel like it's a good idea to buy all that stuff now. Because as soon as like Eldrazi or like more Eldrazi's and stuff gets spoiled, people will react to it and also start buying these cards. So as long as they're still low in price, I think it's it's decent to buy them. They don't have to explode, but they will rise no matter what, I think. And if they do like a Modern Horizons set in which Eldrazi's have a part, it probably means this puts the archetype over the top. 65 on card market just yet. That's insane. How much did you pay for yours, Uniboy? Is this hand good enough? $48. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. If they wouldn't play Ghost Quarter, this hand would be quite decent, but I do think we just lose against the Ghost Quarter. The thing is, they probably play 3. If they don't have Ghost Quarter, that hand is solid. Like, we can Merchant Scroll for an Ancestral, we do have Force, we even have a Green Force that will be active at some point. I think it's a keep, but it's a close one. I'm somewhat afraid of Ghost Quarter and Strip Mine, obviously, but I think it's better than the average hand, but I could be wrong on the play. Yeah, there's Strip Mine. There you have it. Yeah, they have like 4 cards against which my hand is really bad. And they have it, so guess that just happens. Lantern, they can have a lantern. Oh, that's a very welcome top deck. So I think given that we could draw into a Mox, we want to sequence it like that. Could also just draw a land, recall. Oh, we played our land, yeah. So let's time walk it up. So we have 2 options here. We could Tarn, and then Vampiric, and then Orchid. Yeah, that seems better. Like, we're gonna vamp for Oath here. Still fine. Let's not shuffle. Unfortunately, we cannot counter this turn, so they could have different cards here. Like, Cage would probably be the best for them. But other than that, I feel pretty safe here. What is this? Nettle Cyst? Also be Crucible. Don't care much about 3 mana cards at this point. Okay. Start by drawing a card. And yeah, I feel like they just have to find... Needle doesn't do it. They have to find Cage in order to compete. Binding attracts... I could also pick up Seiju, even though I want to play a land here. Which one is better? It's probably Seiju. Seiju, Oko, Emerald and Force. Which is a good package. You can even just pitch Oko to Force. Like to both Force and... Yeah, I think this game is over. But there will be a next one where we are on the draw. Yeah, just gonna pass the turn, holding on to Boseiju. Could also kill their land, but I feel like if they have Caracas, we might need it there. Hey, Valuel! Good to see you. Look at all the cards we've drawn. Okay, that's a good land. I think the Academy we will get rid of. Sure. Let's get rid of this, and then let's get rid of Needle and Sphere, I think. And get another monster. Yeah, they've seen enough. Anything new in the Casa Bonita? Well, not really. Lots of work and lots of drafts at the moment. So that's about it. But no, other than that, everything's fine. Enjoying the good weather. Like yesterday was one of the first day we had the guinea pigs out. That was nice to watch. Yeah, no sideboard needed here. No switches. But how is our Spiele Oben not coming together? Where's all the other guys when we need them? Okay, now here's the hand I want for the next game. Something like this. Mox Orchard, Oath, and some Forsen. Please. Yeah, everybody except for us nerds. Yeah, who needs good weather when you can stay inside, play Vintage, get wrecked? But Fiona was away, my daughter, for a camp of 4 days, and she had like the best weather she could get. So good for her. And good for the woo-woo as well. Yeah, true. The woo-woo needs a haircut? Didn't seem like it. Okay, this hand is close to perfect. Yeah, this one will not happen. Get a drop and play both and pass. See what happens. Like they have some mana restrictions, so even if they have Digger's Cage. Like we have to counter this. Like if we manage to get Oko going, we will probably just win. They're also going to get a good artifact with this. Free ball, well, this doesn't do that much. Land. Crypt works as well. Not right away though. Still have to play it here if they have a wasteland or something. If they get Pithing Needle for Oko, it's also a disaster, but I think having a crypt on the table enables just so many plays. And they're not gonna go for Needle here, they're going to get more mana. Okay, that works as well. Can just turn into an elk. Crucible, that works as well. So we're just gonna make the cage an elk. It's also good insurance. Like, they can still bounce Traxa, but we're gonna draw all the cards, and this will enable force, and it's gonna be an interesting game, though. Hey, Kokomo. Good to see you. This is still very much a game of Magic we have here. Somehow fear the crypt here. Yes, I would like to have that. So what do we get? We get Poseiju. We get an Oath. We get a Show and Tell. We get a Force, and we get an Atraxa, is my guess. Quite a lot of cards. We're gonna kill the Caracas then. Yeah, let's see what we draw first. Not a Show and Tell. So let's think this one through. So we can Poseiju away the Caracas for 1 mana. We have 4 mana left. Then we can Show and Tell. Like, they will probably just bounce the Atraxa. Then we can Show and Tell Atraxa back into play. This gives us probably another land we can then play. We could also just turn off the 3-ball and kill Saga. Yeah, let's... There's just so many options, but let's start like this. Yep. That was kinda obvious. So now I think I Show and Tell. Or do I turn off the 3-ball first? Because if they have like a Sorcerer's Spyglass or something that turns off Oko, that's bad for me. We got Sphinx, yeah, in our deck. Yeah, I think we need to turn off the 3-ball first and Show and Tell Traxa. Let's hope they don't have a Metamorph. They have Kolos, that works. Then we hopefully find a land and have Force. so we can upkeep Force Away, Crucible, and Saga. Hopefully they don't have a second, a second Caracas. Okay, we find Strip Mine, Oko, Gation. Check some Merchant Scroll. We played this. Past the turn. And we discarded Traxa and Merchant Scroll. Because you can only force during your opponent's turn. Okay. If we just kill those two, yeah, that works. Then we also have like double counter. They're gonna kill Oko, but yeah, the good old days when I had old border power. I think I'm gonna... I might just buy some at some point. If I win enough challenges, I might. Why are they doing this in their upkeep? Ah, okay. I wanna go grab something. I really prefer having the old border cards, like they look so much better, but yeah, they're like $1,000 if you put them all together, I think. It's a bit much. I wish cosmetics were a little bit cheaper here on Magic Online. Do they get like another Grafdigger's Cage? Do they have a third? Mystic Forge, okay. Well, that's getting countered. Probably getting Lotus then. Soaring, sure. Yeah, the Lotus, now the Lotus is like 20 or like 250 tickets, something like that. Or like them constructs only being 6/6. So yeah. Does it matter? We'll go down. Yeah, now I'm getting the Sphinx and I should be fine then. Yes. And drawing the blessing. Now we play Oko. Make their Soul Ring into creature, destroy their academy. Pass the turn. Time for Scoopies. Oh yeah. They're not getting back here. Like they have Mystic Forge in their hand. Woohoo! So, round 5. We win the die roll. We're on the play against probably a Lurrus deck. Yeah. Brainstorm, Flash, Tutor. It's all good. Not entirely sure how to navigate this, but probably start like this and see what our opponent's doing. If we want to brainstorm, we should brainstorm now because of Bowmasters. I do like brainstorming now, yeah. Like we can still Vampiric in our upkeep. We have a very controlling hand, so we might just not want Vampiric at all. We can just go Merchant Scroll for Ancestral and then like heavily protected. That seems better. We might need to counter Bowmasters if they have it. Just to not take too much damage, but you're also a believer of Labyrinth? I don't know. Tricky, tricky. I think we pitched a force here. I think it's very likely that we find an Atraxa at some point. They have 1 card left, so I'll make it 2. Timeless. That's a format I have never played. So let's see what we find here. Yeah, that's not bad. Like next turn we can Oko plus Time Walk, which is potent. Oko is very good against Lurrus. Really? You were off MTG and got back just because of Timeless? Are there so many good card draw spells in there, or what's the matter? I've never played a game of Timeless, but like I don't have the arena cards for it, so ET, okay. What could that be? Don't have Ancestral anymore. Could try to assemble Time Vault Key. Let's wait and see. Maybe just some counter magic. That wouldn't make any sense though. Ooh, this sounds sweet. Tin Fins is like... Is this like a Grizzlebrand Reanimator thing? Or what's Tin Fins? What are they going to ET here? Hoggle maybe? Attracts a reanimated tendrils breach. That sounds pretty cool. It also draws a lot of cards, like Atraxa draws all the cards. I wonder what's in their hand. Could be Bowmasters, could be... Yeah, I think Atraxa is way better than Grizzle Daddy. Oh, this is okay. Lurrus, Lotus, Lurrus. The other way around. Lurrus and then, well, probably Bauble. Let's see if that Oko sticks. Okay, let's see if that Time Walk sticks. Like we can just make a food and then steal the lures, right? Then we get some life back. It's probably bad if we find Oath, but we can still make them have some creatures as well. So how about this deal? Maybe I can also just transform the crypt and start bashing. Brainstorm. Brainstorm resolves. I don't like that their Bowmaster would be live now, with Oko at 1. Tick through time. Through time we want to counter. Let's just hope they don't have a counter as well. Good. Ooh, we win. Good, good. So we just switch here. What else? I think that's it. We could bring in Steel Wind. Do they have an answer to Steel Wind? They probably don't. Maybe Citadel is just better, but sometimes you just lose enough life. The Citadel isn't that great. Yeah, maybe Sphinx is actually better against them. Even though against Saga, you don't want your oaths to hit Atraxa. I don't think you need Long Goodbye, no. You actually don't care if they play out their creatures. Maybe Citadel is just better. That's pretty decent. I think this hand goes like Lotus Show and Tell, and if this gets countered, it's gonna be Scalding Tarn, protecting from Wasteland, and then playing Oath turn 2. Do they play Days? They don't, right? I can still just play this Tarn. Let's just hope they don't have a Spell Pierce or a Fluster. Like, trading this for a Force of Will seems fine with me. It's fine though. Like, we do have Oath and another Show and Tell. It's very likely that one will resolve. Interesting. Like, we could play Orchard, and then they will counter Oath for sure and kill our land. But what if we just play Oath like this? They might be more likely to let it go. And if it resolves, I'll then just play the Orchard next turn and show and tell. Like they might just let this go. No, they don't. It's good. So now ooh, that's mean. Maybe I could have played Orchard there as well. If I find blue mana, I could dig through time. Going to get Luris. Fine, they don't even have any targets to get back. Yeah, I should have played the Orchard here. That was a mistake. There's the kitty cat. Let's just fetch now. I don't want to draw the land. Don't even have to play the Orchard. Let's see. Default key. Let's take Atraxa, Force, Time Walk. Island. That good? Yeah. That looks good. Let's just hope they don't draw Time Vault. Like we could still counter it, but then just recast it again off Luris. This is fine. And we win. Perfect. Round 6. Let's win this one for top 16. This hand is okay on the draw, I think. Hey, Legacy Council. Well, we played against two blue-black opponents. We just lost against the first one, which was felt pretty miserable. But I do think the matchup's quite good. The worst matchup for Oath is probably just any combo deck, I think. So they have not played any Moxen, so I think we need to force this one. If they had any Moxen, they would have played them. So I also think that countering their Null Rod and strip mining their Workshop could be good for us. You're dredging? Ah, is it that time again? I hate when dredge is good. Okay, that was a good counter. So yeah, let's just play this, kill their workshop, hope for the best. I don't think we want to play the crypt just yet. Is dredge very good in Legacy? Like, is dredging even possible without Bazaar? Ooh, show and tell. Let's see. Could have a Golos. It's probably the best they can have. Golos for Caracas, maybe. They probably just go for Workshop, though. No, they do go for Caracas. So we get Boseiju, Oko, Pearl. Brainstorm of Force. It's probably Force since we will get back this Atraxa, so we have something to pitch. Yeah, I mean at 3 a.m. Kokomo, I'm doing worse mistakes than that. Like my sleep schedule starts at 10 p.m. so also the threats are way better. Murktide, Uron. Yeah, fair. Fair. Ghost Quarter. At least we do have a basic, so we need to run out Boseiju. Or we don't. We are actually quite close to just hardcast Atraxa here. Like, we have blue, we have green, we have white. If we get black with this one, this will work. So I'll just play Oko like this, make food. Let's hope we don't have to spend that force. They're screwed. It's good for me. There were lots of shops around. This is fine. Just a random 2-2. Like, they can equip Golos, bash Oko for 5. Still doesn't do a ton. Bashing me for 5 would actually just be better because of the crypt, but I don't think so. Okay, that's what they do though. They bash Oko, that's perfect for me. So yeah, let's get black mana. Get down the lady again. So we do get Oath Sapphire for sure. And I think we just pick up a regular fetch. I think we need Orchard just now. And Force and the Traxa. And the Tinker. And then we just pick an Elk and pass. And we discard. What do we discard? Probably just a fetch. We're in a good position here, I think. I do think Jewel Shops needs lots of reps to play it like perfectly. But I think Prison Shops for a prison deck, it's pretty easy to pilot. So at some point we need to stop that crit from hurting us. Drawing was that the fourth Atraxa? Third. We'll play it here. Also go for Tinker. Don't like Tinker this stage though. Like I'm actively searching for Oseiju. Or I could just put Strip Mine back. It's not that easy actually. I feel like Atraxa draws us lots of cards. Let's keep this one untapped so we can animate it if we need to. Okay, what do we find? Amok's a good one. Big. So do we want to draw all these cards? I don't think we need to draw Oko, because I don't want to discard too many of them. So let's just draw 4. Then I have 10 cards, I play a Mox, I play a land. Yeah, that works. Then I can also shuffle back Time Walk. Get food. I even get a hit in with a Traxa. I think I had lethal if I wouldn't have made the token here. But it's fine, we can just shuffle back. We can shuffle back. Let's tap it right. We shuffle back Strip Mine, Time Walk, and those two. Then we tutor for Time Walk. And we dig through time for Time Walk. Then we win. It works. 4-2 is a nice record. Hopefully we'll be 4-2 as well after this round. But yeah, my tiebreakers are not good enough for top 8 either. I mean, I lost round 1 and 2. So that's the same sideboard we had a few times today. This, yeah, top 16 for all is like a good outcome. This hand looks so sweet, like it has counter magic, it has double Moxen. Like, we don't need a lot to make this hand work, but we need something. We need blue mana, and without blue mana this hand doesn't do anything. So it's just a mulligan. This hand, on the other hand side, is pretty good. I wonder what I should bin. It's probably a land, but it could also be misstep. I do think it's tropical though. Yeah, let's try it like this. Let's hope they have a soul ring draw. This is no soul ring. 3. Crucible. Crucible could be a problem. Depends what they have. Sphere is fine. Like, cannot counter it anyway. That's the part I don't like that much. This is fine, so I'll go grab. Island. I'm not far away from hard casting Atraxa again. So if I put this into play, I get up to 7 mana, which is not enough. So I don't think I'll play the Crypt just now. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to play it. Even though, like, if they play Wasteland and don't kill our land, that would work. Actually feel like I should play it. Not sure if that makes sense, but if they want to resolve a spell, they have to play another land than Wasteland. It's kind of like an extra turn, I guess. Thorn. Well, that doesn't change the clock for for Atraxa. Don't care much about Thorn here. Come on, let's play Saga. No? Sure. Merchant Scroll for Flash, probably. I'm still playing the land. Yeah, opponent's so unfair. But I guess at the point where we play the Mana Crypt, it's kinda obvious that we are planning something big. Go with Saga. I mean, if we draw a land here and still do it. Ooh, that might help as well. So let's start with the obvious. Tracks a trigger. Ooh, we get a lot of good stuff. Do we want Strip Mine here? I think so. Oko, both Force and ET. Draw 6. Pretty good. So we will kill the Saga. Play the Ruby, force on upkeep. I think that's what we're gonna do. Vigor is very good, yeah. Or actually, I'm not gonna play Ruby. I don't think. Or do I? Do I care about the token? Let's do it like this. Upkeep, force, targeting Crucible and Thorn. Exiling Oko probably. Yeah, that makes sense. Because next turn I'm gonna play Oath. Yeah, good point about the mocks. If they find workshop, they still can. I'm not sure. I don't think, like, with DT, I actually want to pay less for my cards. Nettle cysts. Sure. I think now I just go grab a counter. I used to side out some Golos in the matchup, but not all of them. Like, there are spots where you can just grab Caracas and be fine. When you have some lock pieces on the table. Yeah, we should be fine here. So we would have won against three Golos shops list. I don't think the matchup is that good. It's probably not bad. It's not great either, I think. Kahn. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so it was kind of good to get the counter there with the DT. Because if they go Kahn, Golos, and Caracas, they might still win. Like this, now it's very unlikely. Alright, we get Black Lotus, Oath, Force, Sphinx, Tarn. Well, that's enough cards. We could just hardcast Sphinx. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because why not? And with double force up, that should probably wrap it up. Alright, there we have it. 4-2. That's not bad. It's not great either, but no top 8, unluckily. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.